Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Dre over here at Set Apart Gardens, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to the video. Today we on vlog number 5, Life After the Rat Race. We got a few things on the agenda today. First things first though, I need to get this lawnmower up and running. So like I said, one of my good brothers gave it to me for free. He looked out for me, so I appreciate that. Nothing wrong with it at all. But it's been sitting for a little while, so I got to get it crunk up. I bought a portable battery pack that has jumper cable attachments, so I'm going to use that. Hopefully that's what, hopefully that's what's wrong with it, is the battery hasn't been turned on, and it's got gas in it and everything. So we're gonna get that crunk up. Also, we're gonna do a little bit of weed eating. Remember, we started our wine previously, so I need to rack that, meaning put it in new bottles, because it's pretty much done with the fermentation process. So we need to put that in bottles and get that situated. And then also I need to move Luna and the pups. I'm gonna put them in the paddock right now, in the sheep paddock, so they can just have a place to run around and just enjoy themselves. So that's what we got going on for today. We might do a few other things, we'll see. I got my brother Rakeem coming to help me, trying to get this pool table leveled and everything like that, so he's gonna help me with that. But other than that, man, just come along with your boy, man, and we just gonna have fun, man. We're gonna do what we do. All right, I'll see y'all in a minute. All right, so here's our lawnmower. We got this Cub Cadet. Like I said, it's nothing wrong with it or anything. So what I'm gonna do, this the battery terminal right here. What I have right here is a portable, portable charger. It's a 12 volt portable charger. Bought this on Amazon, I want to say for about $90, but it has these jumper cable attachments, man. This is very, very, helpful, and this comes in handy. You can also keep this in your car as well. You know what I mean? I do want to put this out there. If you like this and you want to purchase it, I'll leave a link in the description below, because we are Amazon affiliates. You know what I'm saying? So it won't cost you nothing if you gonna purchase this anyways and you use our link. You know what I mean? So I would appreciate that. If y'all are thinking about buying these and you want to buy them, just use our link that's in the description. But anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and get this plugged up right here. So it comes with this little, little area where you can plug these jumper cables in. Like I said, you can use this for your car too. So say if, you ever stranded or your battery went dead in your car and you need a jump, you don't have to ask nobody or there's nobody around. You can just plug these bad boys up, keep this in your car, and it'll, it'll crank up your car for you. So let me go ahead and get these attached. Alrighty. So now I'm gonna turn it on. But now it's just charging it up. It's charging it up. Let me show you. So that's what it's doing. So it's the Noco Boost Plus. And like I said, man, it ain't just for lawnmowers. It's for your car or anything you need. I mean, heck, you can even plug in your phone charger to this as well. It's just a portable battery. You know what I mean? And then you just keep it plugged up, or keep it charged up rather, plug it up when you get home, have it charged up, put it in your car, whatever the case may be. All right, so while we waiting on that to charge up, I am going to start feeding the animals. Like I said, I'm gonna put Luna and the pups in this paddock over here, so that way they can just run around today and just play. Because right now we're in the process of starting to build the dog kennels, the permanent dog kennels where the dogs will be at. And fencing the area in over there by the sheep paddock, so that way they'll serve the purpose of kind of protecting the sheep, being a deterrent for any predators and everything. So I got this fencing right here that I bought from Lowe's like over a year ago. I was gonna use it for my chicken run area, but I figured the dog kennel is more important right now and the dog area is more important, so I'm gonna use that for that instead. So let's go ahead and get Luna and the pups over here to the paddock. Look at this, y'all. Look at these blackberries growing. Really, these is mulberries for real. Look at them growing wild. I got a bunch of these on my property actually. These little mulberry bushes. All right, so it's still charging. I just tried it. It ain't cranking, so I'm gonna let it go a little while longer. I'm gonna have to get a new battery on here eventually, but for right now, this will do. All right, this is what they got. They got some kibble. They got a lead quarter. Lead quarters for Luna. And then they got some ground turkey mixed in. And I feed this to them twice a day. You know, I mix the kibble with the raw food. So let's go get it to them. They are growing. All right, y'all, real quick, before we start working on this pool table, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Man, I ain't feeling it today. You know, I ain't feeling it today. I wasn't feeling it earlier, but still, nevertheless, gotta make it happen. You know what I mean? I gotta put my feelings to the side. You know, cause, man, a lot of times, man, you get discouraged. You know what I mean? Enemy try to tempt you, you know, with a lot of negative thoughts, depression, all that stuff. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you just feel like, you know what I'm saying? You just feel like you working for nothing, you working in vain. But that's all the trick of the enemy. And, you know, you just gotta power through it sometime. But most importantly, man, I'm gonna be real with you. You gotta get out of your head a lot of times. You got to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I be looking at my content sometime, and you know, we're master critiquers of ourselves. You know, so like when I'm watching me on YouTube, I'm more critical than people, you know what I'm saying, than you may be, you know, when you look at me recording. Because I'm seeing all the imperfections. I'm seeing all the work that needs to be done. I'm seeing how I need to, you know, kind of sharpen up my content. I'm seeing all of these different things from a critical eye. You know, even though, you know, you guys may not see it like that, I see it like that. And that's a blessing and a curse, because it motivates you to do better. Like, okay, let me start doing this, let me start doing that, let me start being more intentional about this, about that. But also, it can be a curse because you don't see the good that you're doing. You don't see the more positive aspects of your content. You don't see the things that people do enjoy. All you see is the bad. And I'm just saying all that to say we got to get out of our heads a lot of the times, man. And we have to stop feeling sorry for ourselves. We have to stop doubting ourselves. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. Criticism is okay. It serves a purpose. But overly criticizing yourself, overly criticizing your work is not healthy for anybody, by no stretch of the imagination. So it's important to get out of your head, celebrate your wins, and learn from the lessons from the losses. You know, but get out of your head so much. And I'm speaking to myself, because I be in my head, I be like, man, I been should have blew, I been should have did it. You know, just all these thoughts, man. But then I had to remind myself, you're not entitled to anything. You got to work for everything. And you just got to keep going. You just got to keep going. Even when it don't look like what you think it's supposed to look like, you still got to keep going. Because it's a reason why you started on this path and this journey in the first place. And sometimes along the way, in the middle of the journey, when you in the thick of things, you forget why you started, and you're tempted to go astray and leave in the middle, because you're not necessarily, you know what I'm saying, reaping the benefits, or, you know, where you want to be at, you're not there. You know what I mean? So you just tempted to say, you know what, man, it ain't working now, it ain't never gonna work. But that's not true. That's the trick of the enemy. And that's what the enemy wants you to think. The enemy wants you to think, oh yeah, you ain't gonna never be successful at this, or you ain't gonna never, you know what I'm saying, get to this point or that point. You know, because look how I look right now. You know what I mean? Your videos, they not even doing that good. You know what I'm saying? People ain't even really engaging like that. You know what I'm saying? Or as many people as you think should be. You know what I mean? Because people are engaging, and I appreciate y'all for supporting, man, the ones who do. But you know, you just start thinking like that. But those are thoughts from the enemy. Those are not your own thoughts. So even when you don't feel like doing it, just get up and do it anyways. Just get up and do it anyways. Because usually when you feel the most resistance is usually when you're really about to break through some barriers. But I'm just saying all that to say, man, get out your head. I don't know what you got going on, who watching this. I don't know what you got going on, how you feeling. You know what I'm saying? What's discouraging you? But get out your head. Celebrate your wins and keep working. All right, let's get this pool table real quick. I'm gonna see see if I got a big. So we finna run the Lowe's real quick. I'm gonna buy some more screws for that pool table because it's loose. It's kind of loose, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you can still play on it, but like you can't lean on it or nothing like that. And you know what I'm saying? Who want a pool table that, you know what I'm saying, is not sturdy? You know what I mean? So we finna go buy some nails and we finna re-screw it, and hopefully that'll do the trick. But if not, we'll add some 2x4s on it and we'll rig it up pretty much. Change the plans. So we're not gonna be able to do the pool table today, so we're gonna scratch that off the list. But I'm still gonna do the wine. I'm gonna still rack the wine, then I'm gonna check on that lawnmower in a minute. But before I do that, look at this. Isn't this a beautiful little baby? Eli, say what's up. Alrighty, y'all. So here's how our potatoes are doing. They're scabbing over. They're doing pretty good. These are the ones we chitted the other day. So they're doing pretty good. They're scabbing over. They'll be ready to plant within the next week, most likely. Y'all can see that. So they're doing pretty good. So these will be ready to go on the ground in a week or so. I'm gonna just let them scab over a little bit more. Let them go a little bit more. And as you can see, we got purple sweet potatoes, we got regular sweet potatoes, and then we got white potatoes right here. So that's what those are looking like. Why you sitting in my chair, boy? All right, so this is my process in making wine. First, I take my pantyhose, put it over my filter to act as a strainer. You know, we ghetto around here, man. You know, we resourceful. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm straining, you know, the liquid through that. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting all of those grapes out. And you know what I'm saying, just putting them to the side. I'm gonna use them for fertilizer or something like that, and pour the rest through that strainer, so that way it catches all of that sediment, it catches all that debris, because you don't want that in your wine. You don't want that going into your bottle. Then I take this gasoline pump that I bought from Harbor Freight, or I might have bought it off Amazon, but you could buy a regular wine pump as well, but it was inexpensive and it works the same way. Of course, I never pumped gas through it before. I bought it brand new and used it for the wine pumping. But you know, it's a manual pump. You got ones that are electric, but I choose to do the manual because, again, it's inexpensive, and you know, it may take a little more time, but at the same time, you know, you're more hands-on with it. You know what I mean? And you're actually there during the whole process. So me personally, I prefer to take my time, especially with, you know, making wine or whatever I'm doing, you know, to ensure that it has a good outcome. So I'm just pumping it, you know, and you can squeeze it, you know, to help it, but usually it'll drip. And it helps to have the bucket that you're pumping from slightly elevated than the actual bottle that you're putting it in. As y'all can see, I sparked up me a cigar. I'm in my man cave. You know, I got the TV going, and I'm just chilling, man. I'm probably listening to something. Then I got my AirLock lids I put on the top. This allows it to continue to work. You don't want to put a top on here because it will explode. And I do the same thing with the second bucket. I had 2 5-gallon buckets with wine that were fermenting, and so like I said, I'm just filtering everything, getting all that sediment and debris out, and then, you know, doing it round 2 with these next 3, you know, bottles. And so each 5-gallon bucket gives me about 3 gallons. So that's pretty good. You know, you can't beat that. What I bought the grapes for, what I bought the sugar and the yeast for, I mean, I'm talking about less than $20 altogether. You know what I mean? I already have these tools on hand, you know what I mean? So it's very inexpensive. It just takes a little bit of time to make your wine. But you can definitely do this at home. I will leave a link in the description as far as with the AirLock lids and also with the pump. If you choose to want to make your own wine, you know, I would appreciate it if you use my link, my Amazon affiliate link. And you know, it won't cost you anything extra, but it will benefit, you know, us over here at Set Apart Gardens. But yeah, man, this also saves money on your wine budget. If you want to make your own wine, you can make this out of any fruit. I just choose grapes because I like that flavor. But I might do a video coming up using some other fruits like a pineapple maybe, or a mango, you know what I mean, or a berry wine, or blueberry, strawberry, something like that. But for now, I'm just sticking to grapes. I'm mastering the grape wine, and these are red grapes I use. So as you can see, you know, I'm done with everything, and clean up your area because you don't want to attract any bugs or insects or nothing like that. So I just sprayed some bleach down and mopped around that area, you know, just in case some wine. All right, so this is where I'm storing it at. So I got my AirLock lids. I only have 3 for the moment. And I ran out of rubber gloves, so I gotta go get some. But in the meantime, I just loosely put the top on. It's still going, you know, the wine is still gonna work and everything like that, and it's still gonna continue to produce alcohol. But I just got this on here for right now. I got it on loosely. Don't put this on tight because it will make it explode. But I got my AirLock lids. As y'all can see, the level right here where it says max. Oh wait, hold on. The level right here where it says max, you can see all the water is going towards this way. Once it starts working and, you know, continues to produce that alcohol, and you know, a lot of that sediment drops to the bottom, this will start to even out. So you'll start to see more water on this side, and that's when you know it's ready to rack again, and you could drink it after that. But that's what it's looking like, y'all. As y'all can see, I got my area cleaned up, and I'm gonna relax for the rest of the day, man, because it's raining, you know what I mean? So I'm not able to do much. I'm gonna go check that battery again, but I'm gonna let it sit overnight, because that's what I had to do last time when I borrowed it from my brother when he was letting me use it. He had a battery charger, and he would let it sit overnight, and when you let it sit overnight, it'll crank. So I'll check that in the morning. But yeah, in the meantime, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hope that nugget resonated with y'all, man. Please get out your head, because this morning I started off, I didn't feel like recording. Now, of course, I was gonna get out, do my chores and stuff like that, but I didn't feel like recording, man. I was discouraged, honestly. But as I got to working and I got to moving around like I usually do, I felt better. You know what I mean? I got encouraged, you know what I mean? And I got out of my head and I started looking at everything that I had done right, all the projects that I completed so far. And yeah, it's always gonna be more. It's always gonna be more to be done. It's always gonna be more to be made. But guess what? Be thankful and be, you know what I'm saying? Like, pat yourself on the back for what you've done so far. You feel me? But as y'all can see, I got that Set Apart apparel on, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, with the overalls. But like I say, website will be up, you know, within like the next week. So man, once we launch the website, man, once we get all the Set Apart apparel on there, man, go and show some support, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, we got digital courses coming. We got programs where we're gonna start bringing people, you know, who want to come on the farm, you know what I mean, and learn homesteading and all that type of stuff. We finna start having programs like that, programs for young people, kids, you know what I'm saying? I wanna do like a whole like homesteading school. You feel what I'm saying? Self-sufficiency school, butchering school, for people to come, learn, you know what I mean, to get that value. But all of that is coming, man. Ebooks is coming, online courses is coming, man. But you know, in the meantime, we're gonna continue doing what we're doing. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, hit that like button, man. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, man. And if you haven't, tell a friend about Set Apart Gardens, man. Tell them what we're doing over here. You feel what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all for rocking with me today, man. And I ain't gonna talk y'all heads off, but like I always say, if you give them the power to feed you, you give them the power to starve you. Let's take our power back.